Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, Carnage Reviews. Today, we're going to the Amazon, and no, I don't mean the online store. We're taking a look at 1980's Cannibal Holocaust. Cannibal Holocaust was directed by Ruggero Deodato, and it stars... Let me just get my cheat sheet here. So, as I said, it's directed by Ruggero Deodato, and it stars Robert Kerman, Carl Gabriel York, Francesca Ciardi, Luca Barbareschi, and Perry Kirkman. And if I mispronounce any of those names, I apologize. I'm doing my best, folks. But you know what? I give myself an A plus for effort, even though A doesn't stand for effort. Now, before we get into the meat of the matter, yes, that's right, I got jokes. Please, if you want to keep up to date with everything going on with Carnage Reviews, tap that subscribe button. That's the best way to keep up to date with everything going on. And when you hit the subscribe button, make sure to also tap that bell notification so you can be alerted to when I upload new content. All right, let's get into the finger-licking good Cannibal Holocaust.
The law of the jungle. Eat or be eaten. These film cans tell what happened to the Americans who journeyed into the Amazon to shoot a documentary.
An American film crew disappears in the Amazon rainforest while filming a documentary on cannibalistic tribes. An anthropologist from New York University agrees to lead a rescue team in hopes of finding the film crew. The rescue team is met with hostility at first and learns the filmmakers caused unrest amongst the tribes. The anthropologist is able to retrieve the footage the filmmakers shot. The film then shifts to a documentary-style tone as the raw footage that the crew shot is viewed. The film then makes you wonder.
I wonder who the real cannibals are.
So previously, I've only seen Cannibal Holocaust one time. I rented it, watched it, and I don't really remember liking it that much. But I will say, after viewing it again, I do have a new appreciation for it. It definitely packs one hell of a punch. Now, I don't remember when I first watched it what format I watched the movie on. I think I may have rented it off iTunes. So I don't really have a good comparison, but I gotta say that this 4K transfer that I watched, which was done by 88 Films, it's a great transfer. Wow. The film looks great. It's the best I think it's ever looked. The colors pop. It looks really vibrant. The sound is really great. And speaking of sound, the main theme for Cannibal Holocaust, I remember hearing that for the first time and laughing because it just seemed very funny that a song, such like a soft song, like a sweet and soft song would be in a cannibal movie. It just didn't seem to fit. But, after watching this movie again and listening to the soundtrack, which was done by Riz Orlani, I gotta say that it definitely fits strangely well. It's like a mixture of Beauty and the Beast because, there's these terrible things happening on screen and it's being overlaid with this very soft music and it strangely fits with it for some reason. It almost makes the movie more disturbing. And like it or not, Cannibal Holocaust is a very important film to the horror genre. Without it, I don't think we'd have such movies as The Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity. A lot of these found footage horror films I don't think would exist. Because even though Cannibal Holocaust technically wasn't the first found footage movie, it was the first found footage horror film. For its time, Cannibal Holocaust was very controversial. In fact, the director was actually arrested for obscenity charges because there was a rumor going around that the people in the film were actually killed on camera. That's how much of an impact this movie had. And in fact, I still think the movie has an impact, and it's still relevant today. When you look at the world we live in today, I still think this movie is very relevant. And even though there have been some movies that have come and gone that are way more violent than this movie is, and this has the gore factor up to 11 compared to what is going on here. This movie still packs one hell of a punch. And there's a guy that loses his Twinkie in the movie, and I'm not talking about the snack food cake either. Now, this may seem like a spoiler, but when you watch the movie, you learn very quickly that the film crew, well, they're pieces of shit. Their ethics are definitely lacking. There's a scene where when they're on the island or in the Amazon, they disrupt a tribe, they kill a little boy's pig, and they force them into this hut, and they set the hut on fire. And as disturbing as that scene was, I actually found the scene after that even more disturbing. And it wasn't even violent. It was so after they've burnt these people alive in this hut, there's a scene where the director, who's named Alan, and his girlfriend Faye, they're actually like having sex right after this happened. And you can see the tribe in the background sitting on the ground, and they just look traumatized. And these people are just sitting there having sex like nothing happened, like it's another day in the office, pretty much. And I found that scene very disturbing and very powerful. So one aspect of Cannibal Holocaust that still makes it a very controversial movie even today is the fact that they killed real animals on screen. I don't condone any animal cruelty or violence of any kind. These scenes are very graphic and they're very disturbing, which I suppose was the point. I will say that if you are sensitive to this type of thing, you may want to skip the movie. Or I believe there's actually a version of the film that does cut these scenes out, but that is just a trigger warning there because there are real animals getting killed in the movie, and it's quite graphic. Especially the scene with the turtle, which I found, holy hell, that scene bothered me so much. And I don't get bothered that easily, but that scene, whew, that's a brutal scene. Is Cannibal Holocaust a good movie? Technically, I'd say yes. It's meant to be disturbing and shocking, and it most certainly is. Now, this isn't the type of movie that you'd sit down with a family and watch on Christmas break. Can you imagine trying to explain Cannibal Holocaust to little Timmy or little Sally? I mean, just imagine it. Open your eyes, Timmy, and watch this man get his junk cut off. All joking aside, I definitely have a new appreciation for Cannibal Holocaust. It definitely packs one hell of a punch, and it's still very effective even today. And it's still a relevant film, too, when you look at the world we're living in. With reality TV, people on YouTube staging crazy videos. It definitely has some relevancy. And if you're a fan of the horror genre and you're looking to watch, important films that led to the growth of the genre, this is definitely a milestone film that you should check out if you haven't seen it already. With that said, I would give this movie 3 skulls. Thanks for checking out today's video, guys. Have you seen a Cannibal Holocaust before? Let me know in the comments section about your first time viewing the movie and what your thoughts were. With that said, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please tap it a like, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, guys, have a good day, good morning, good night, or whenever you're watching this. Take care. Bye-bye.